Welcome, sun and sunsets. My name is Cynthia Meeks, and I'm a spiritual awakening guide for those who have a strong desire to spiritually define their life path in this life or a past life. The modalities I use are metaphysics, numerology, and hypnosis, spiritual hypnosis. In this video today, I will give my parents 10 tips plus a bonus tip that will help you protect your child throughout the day and while they're sleeping. As you know, there's so many things that are going on right now, and so many parents, adults are stressed and worried. Well, just think about it. While you're stressed and worried and depressed and don't have this understanding, well, just think about what your children are going through while you're dealing with all of this, and you're at home with your families, especially during the lockdown and everything, where your children are also going through some things and that you do not know about. So I'm here to give you 10 tips plus a bonus tip that will help protect your children throughout the day and at night while they are sleeping. Okay, let's jump into it. A few weeks ago, I had the pleasure to hypnotize someone that had questions about their child, and actually a celestial being from Jupiter had came through to talk to me. And this celestial being came through to tell me that I need to warn the parents. I need to warn the parents and give them this information that will help their children fight the evil forces, influences as they sleep. So I know this information is probably like out of this world to you, right? Of course, because yes, a celestial being from Jupiter talked to me about your children. And what they said was, and I will show you the clip later in the video, but what they did say is that right now, God has sent a lot of other help for Earth, right? For the human beings on Earth, because we don't know how powerful we are. We don't realize that, we have everything that we need to manifest, everything we need to bring karma to us. We are truly a walking manifestation. And what we have that these other planets don't have is the free will. We are here in this physical form, and we're here on this earth to go, earth is what? A classroom. And so what has happened is some of these entities from these other planets have broken the cosmic rule, and that's to not interfere with the humans. And they have been doing that for quite some time. So what God has done for us as humans is that He has sent other reinforcements, other help from other planets. They are for our good, right? To help awaken us, to warn us, to tell us what we need to do to fight these evil forces. Okay, so the biggest thing that we have everything that we need, and what feeds them is fear. So as a parent, I can't really tell you how to help yourself, because sometimes we get so worried that the worry turns into fear. And sometimes adults don't know how to shut down social media. They don't know how to stop watching the news. They don't know how to know that God is in control and to let everything go. And so they allow this persuasion of the news and other people talking to instill fear in them, to help them create this fear that feeds the entities. Okay, and so what I'm going to give to you is what you can do to help your children, right? Okay, so again, I'm going to let you watch the clip of when I hypnotized my client, and as you will be able to hear the celestial beings talking to me, telling me what's going on with the children at nighttime as they sleep. Number one, minimize your child's sugar intake or delete it altogether. or minimize it, or just kind of bring it out of their lives just little by little, right? Like incorporate other sweeteners for them. And the reason being is because that's how they're getting the children to be zombie-like. They are putting everything in the sugar. And if you're buying sweets on top of sweets and they're sitting there eating this sweets all the time, that's how they control the children, okay? So you want to try to find some things that are sugar-free, or just incorporate more healthy choices for your child. And or if you're baking the sweets, all you have to do is just use a substitute for the sugar, okay? But the sugar is really important. The sugar and the pesticides is where they are putting this stuff in there, so it can go into their bodies, and then it can stimulate their minds and keep them from being awakened. The children are more powerful than the adults because they are not all the way programmed like we are, right? And so they know that, and they know that they're the future. And so in order to keep them and not really capture them, but to control them is through the sugar. So that's your number one tip, is to try to minimize the sugar intake for your children, or delete it out of their lives altogether. Number 2, more fruits and vegetables. Yes, more organic fruits and vegetables if you can afford it, or get something that you can peel, or if you cannot afford to buy organic and you buy like apples and things of that nature, and whatever, anything that you can peel. It's good if you can peel it like a banana, and you don't have to buy it organic, but organic is the best way to go. But incorporating more fruits and more vegetables in their diet will help them. Like my son here, he hates vegetables. He hates vegetables. So what I try to do is incorporate more fruits in his more fruits for him to eat, and try to eliminate the sugar. I did stop buying a lot of the sweets, donuts and stuff like that, and keeping them in the house, because again, we're the parents and we can control what our children can eat. So if you just buy more fruits and more vegetables, organic, that will help raise your children's vibration, because there are a lot of kids, believe it or not, who are walking around here with low vibration, and that's an easy way for the entities, for the earthbound entities to be able to attach to them, okay? They can attach to children as well. And also they do have the like the green powder, the green powder that are the veggies that you can incorporate. Oftentimes I buy drinks that are half fruit and half veggies, so my son can drink and bring more vegetables and fruit in his life as well, okay, in his diet. So that is number 2, to buy more organic fruits and vegetables. And if you can try to start growing them, that's even better, because it will not have any pesticides. Pesticides is the number 1 cause to keep people asleep. Okay, that's the number 1 cause that they said that keep people asleep and keep them from being awakened. People like to buy cheap. They like to just go to Walmart and buy whatever they have on sale. A lot of Walmart stuff is GMO. A lot of them have a lot of pesticides. So just be mindful of this, people. I know it seems like this is always done this. Nothing has ever happened. Well, guess what? In these times, everybody should be awakened. Right? They should be awakened. They should be raising their vibration, raising their frequency, trying to ascend, going through the ascension process, trying to elevate to 5D from 3D. And you can't get there if you are not spiritually fed the right things, okay? It starts with more water. It starts with less sugar. It starts with incorporating more vegetables and fruit. Specifically, if you can incorporate more organic. But if you cannot, get what you can get, and just make sure you wash it really good and peel it, and then incorporate it into your family's diet, okay? And number 3, depending on your child's age, try to give your child go to bed at a decent time. My child is 13 years old, and oftentimes, as a teenager, they like to stay up all night on the weekends, especially during the COVID in the summertime. And when school had got out early this year, they was up on video games. Like, what else was there to do? We were spending so much time together. They got so bored. They couldn't go visit their friends. They couldn't go see any family. So they stayed up and played video games. And I'm talking about to 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning. That is not good, because it's basically like a zombie. They're sitting there playing the whole time, not even getting enough and proper sleep. So make sure, and then they get so hypnotized by what they're watching is embedding into their subconscious mind, because as soon as they close their eyes, that's the last thing that's on their conscious mind, and it just sinks into their subconscious mind. So be mindful of that, okay? And try to get your child in the bed at a decent time and monitor that. Even my 13-year-old, if I fall off to sleep early, like 10 o'clock, I make sure that I wake up and make sure that he is not up at after 12. You know, our rule of thumb in the house is the weekend, go to bed at 12. However, or get off your video games and your electronics at 12. However, that's not always the case. And so sometimes he's still up, and I have to make sure, hey, look now, I know that, you know, your friends are still up, but it's time for you to get off of your video games, okay? So even if they don't go to bed, just make sure that they turn the gaming system off at a decent time, all right? And number 4, before they get ready to drift off to sleep, the best thing to do, and this is what the celestial beings from Jupiter told me specifically, right? They said to go into there and whisper in their ear, I love you, I love you, and say it repeatedly, I love you, because the love will fight the evil forces. If they go to bed with that on their conscious mind, when they go through the dreams and when they drift off in this deep sleep, and the entities and the evil forces try to intervene, they have I love you on their conscious mind, and they can fight them with that. They can tell them no, and trust me, this works, okay? And they can fight, and they won't have to worry or wake up afraid because they have something to fight with. So if these entities are saying your parents don't love you, they don't care about you, you know, look, you do whatever you want to do, you know, they can say I love you was right. You know, my mom tells me every night before she goes to go to bed, all throughout the day. So it's not just, it's at night is of course is most important. However, throughout the day, tell your child, I love you. Even if you have to send it in a text before they go to school, while they're at school, on a piece of on a napkin, come whisper in their, if they're doing virtual, whisper in their ear throughout the day. But just make sure that you are saying those 3 words, I love you. Sorry, that's my puppy. Repeatedly, to your child, okay? It needs to stay embedded in the conscious mind. That's how they fight the entities. Entities feed evil entities, or dark side, or whatever you want to call it, the lost souls. They feed off of fear, right? They feed off of hate. They feed off of negative emotions. And so if you have those words embedded in your child, that's power. They can't fight through that, right? They cannot fight through I love you. So just make sure that you, no matter how mad this child make you before they go off to bed, you make sure that you tell them that you love them, and make sure that they tell you back. And then as they're drifting off to sleep, whisper in their ear one more time, repeatedly. Well, you know, one time or repeatedly. Repeatedly is, of course, is best. You know, multiple times. I love you, I love you, I love you. Sometimes I just go wake my son up in the middle of the night. I'm just like, hey, 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 I love you. He's like, I said, but I love you. I love you. I love you too, Mom. You know, but I want to be trying to make sure I hear it. That's if I get up in the middle of the night to check on him, okay? It's so important, people. You know, I know that's like, duh, I tell my child this every night. It's not, it's more than that, okay? It's more than that. You have to tell them at night and throughout the day, repeatedly, that you love them. They need to hear it, okay? And number 5, I just said it though, but tell them throughout the day that you love them. If they're, like, again, if they're virtual, do something special for them. You know, like put a sticky note on the laptop or the computer while they're doing their homework. They could just sit there and read that all day long, or send them a text on their phone if you're in the other room or you away at work and they're at home. But just do something that would keep that would keep them focused, or that would keep them in the mindset that you love them. Even if they know it, still something that they can read throughout the day. All right, hopefully that's not too big of a deal for you guys. But again, you don't, just because you don't see this stuff going on, that doesn't mean it's not happening on the other side. All right, it doesn't, you don't know what's going on when your child is asleep. So just take what I say and govern yourself accordingly. Okay, that's all you can do. Again, you're going to watch the video later on where I hypnotize my client, and this celestial being from Jupiter is coming in to talk to me. And this celestial being comes all the time. Actually, they are with her. And so every time I work with her, they come in and they talk to me and they say, "Hi, Cynthia." And they tell me, you know, things that I need to know, that I need to do videos about and help you guys, okay? And one of the most important things was the children. And they said that the children are the ones who need to be awakened more so than ever before, because they are the future. And the things like the sugar, right? Like going to bed too late, playing all these video games that are fighting games, you know, not eating vegetables, eating too much meat, things like that would keep them asleep. And we need to have our children awaken. More and more kids are becoming psychic, right? Really, really psychic that they know when something's about to happen. They know when they feel like a spirit is around, an evil spirit is around them. So if we give them these tools that can help them, things that we cannot see, right? Because everything you can't see with your physical eyes, right? There's more than physical. That's why we live in this metaphysical universe and this dimensional universe, and because everything is more than just physical. So you have to look beyond your physical eyes and see what's out there, and listen to your children when they are telling you certain things that are happening. Certain things that are happening, okay? That's very, very important. And my son, Sai, I was told that he is very spiritual. I don't believe he have any spiritual gifts, but I know he's very spiritual. But lately he seems to always want to draw dark images of red and black. How can I help Sai?
Yes, the bad spirits at this moment, they're fighting with all they have to drag kids in with them. So that's why we're here for. We work and work every single night.
Okay.
So we're gonna make sure to come back and help your son.
Thank you.
To get rid of those bad entities.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And 6, it seems like I'm attracting to work with kids. They're coming to me for help, the psychic kids. What is my purpose?
Let me go back a little bit with this song.
Okay, thank you.
There's some strong attachment to your son. You need to work on that.
Okay, to Sai.
Yes.
Okay.
They try to drag him out.
Okay. Do I need to do a hypnosis session on him to release it?
You don't have to. You just put all your love into his when he's asleep.
Okay. So just
tell him every night. Tell him a lot of times that you love him.
Okay.
And that love is gonna pull him out.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
What should I tell the other moms when they're worried about their children? Should I do a YouTube video and so I can speak to all of the moms?
Yes.
And what should I say?
The only thing that we're gonna win this battle is with love.
Okay. With love.
Yes, they speak to their kids when they're about to go to sleep. It's gonna stay in their conscience.
Okay.
And that gonna help them fight with bad identities.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Number 6. Now this one is a difficult one. I mean, even for me as a parent of a 13-year-old boy, stop allowing them to play so many video games with killing. All of the video games have destroying and killing, right? All of them. It's like no way around. That's just basketball. It's like no way around it. Even if they seem like little fun games, Fortnite and Roblox, like a lot of them still have the theme of killing or battling one another to the point that somebody has to die, right? So what do you do? What do you do? There's really no answer for that. It's just try to take time out with your child, no matter how age they are, to more and more to enlighten them. This is the time where it's time to stop referring to the Bible for everything. You have to truly go deep in spirituality, right? In spirituality, because spirituality and metaphysics, that will teach you things that are beyond what your physical eyes can see. Okay? And yes, I did say the Bible, because everything in the Bible is not good. A lot of the Bible is there to help enslave and keep you asleep. And that's a whole nother video, right? But I'm not going to get into that today. However, you have to go deep. And you have to go deep, and you have to do your research and understand the things that life will never go back to where it was. What we are in right now is the universal year 4. 2020 is a universal year 4, and it's all about rain. Sorry, that's all about change, right? That's all about, if things is not how you want it to be, if things doesn't look like you want it to look, it's all easy. It's get it in order. Build the foundation, break up the house, tear down the house so you can build the foundation to what you, and so you can build a house how you want it to be and how you want it to look. And that is what's going on right now. So everything is if it's not equal, then people are forcing things to be equal. People are forcing people to be able to have equal rights for everyone. And that's what Universal Year 4 brings. Every Universal Year 4, you can go back the last 9 years and the same thing was going on, riots and things of that nature, to try to change how people were viewing and doing and treating other people who was not a certain race. Okay, so this is the same thing for your family. You have to make sure that you are in this Universal Year 4. Next year will be Universal Year 5, right? 2021, Universal Year 5. So that's a lot of unexpected changes. So if you think this year was all about like, wow, like really, I can't take no more unexpected changes, but good changes will happen in Universal Year 5. So what you have to do now, in this little time that is left, write down, start journaling some things that you want to have changed for your household, your family, and your belief system, right? Because a lot of your belief systems is keeping you asleep. It's keeping you asleep. So you have to change your belief systems, your limiting beliefs, right? And understand that things like astrology and numerology and hypnosis and metaphysics and science, all these things are out there to help you. This is Earth, where you are right now. This is all about education. This is like a higher level school for you, right? This is not the end of it all. This is just the school to the next level of school. So you want to come here and make sure that you are understanding who you are, why you are here. And that purpose is even for your children. If you go, and I have some videos about understanding your child's energy based on their date of birth, the day they were born on, that will give you a lot of information about who your child are, what their purpose are, for what their purpose now as a child is. And that would also help you, okay? You need to learn about who you are, and the Bible is not going to teach you that. There is so many modalities out there that will help you understand who you are, because that's why you're here. You're here to elevate your soul. You're here to grow spiritually, right? So when you do pass on to the next evolution, you are ready to go to the next tier. because every time we are incarnating, right? The reason why you're here, because you didn't learn the lesson in the last life. So this is just another reincarnation of a past life that you are here again to learn a lesson. So in order to learn these lessons, you have to know who you are and why you're here and what's the purpose of you being here. Number 7, don't instill fear in them. Bad enough parents sit around and watch the news, all about the vaccines and the implants and, the lockdowns and the this and the that, and, more and more people are dying, more and more people are getting sick, and you are filled with fear, right? Feeding the dark side, feeding the entities right now with all this fear. So do your best and not allow your children to sit around and watch that with you. Do your best and not instill fear into your children. I have not at all watched any news. People have to bring me news. I'm like, if I don't go get it, don't bring it to me, right? I don't watch the news about the C word, because I'm not gravitating to it. I'm keeping it far away from me and my family. That does not stop my family from coming to visit me. We go visit my family several times since June, right? And we are all covered, because I pray for them, and I make sure to let them know, don't bring that word in this house. We're not talking about it, because it doesn't make sense. If you sit around and the things that you talk about, you bring about, right? The things that you think about, you manifest. The things that you talk about, you manifest. You think about, you manifest. So why sit around and just discuss it all day long? Because now you're bringing it to your existence. I don't do that. I do as much as allowing my children to go do what you want to do. We're going to go out here. We're going to go visit our family. We're going to travel. We're going to do this. And it has not, and we are fine. And that's the mindset you need to have, that you say your prayer, you talk to your angels, you talk to the source, the creator, God, and then you make sure that you do everything you can to stay in that high frequency, high vibration. Because like I said, what you think about, you bring about. And if you sit around and you're thinking about fear, and you think about this is happening and what can happen and who can happen, then that's what you're bringing on to you and your family. So do yourself a great deal and not instill the fear into your children, because bad enough, if you're sitting around with fear, you're feeding the entities. You're feeding and fueling them. You're giving them enough ammunition that they need to be more powerful. So why have your children join the crew with you? Number 8, okay, so we've already kind of talked about the organics. As much as you can buy organic food. Like I go to Kroger sometimes, and I try to find when they have organic stuff on sale. Little by little, I may be like my sweet potatoes or my potatoes, I may buy organic, but then I may buy, something that I can peel regular, without being organic, just regular produce. So do what you can to incorporate more organics in your family, because that way you will be able to have food that has not been affected by GMO and certainly have not been affected by pesticides. Okay, number 9. Okay, so the best thing, if your child is saying that they're going to bed, they need to keep the light on, they're scared, 9 times out of 10 they're psychic, right? Parents ignore this. If your child is saying, I want to keep my light on, or I want to sleep with you, please can I sleep with you, they are seeing something in their room, and they don't know how to express it, right? And more than likely they are psychic. If you go see my video about Parent Like a Pro, you will see the children and the day that they're born on, the ones who are psychics. And sometimes they get so instilled with fear that they bury their psychic abilities, and then they grow up, and then they end up coming out of them. Then the more and more that they start eating the right foods and removing meat, then their abilities come back. But if your child is one of the ones who's saying, I need to keep the light on, I want to keep the TV on, may I sleep with you, and they are scared of something, what you need to do is simply buy a black candle, okay? Just like this. A black candle can grab all that negative energy, anything bad, anything that's making them afraid, and it will draw it into the candle, right? It will soak it up. Black candles are not evil. And not all witches use them. I mean, not all people who aren't witches, I think this is what I'm trying to say. Anyone can use a black candle. You don't have to be a witch. I'm not a witch. I just know what black candles can do, and they absorb negative energy. So if your house is having a lot of arguments, a lot of confrontation, a lot of chaos, light you some black candles. It would absorb all of that negative emotions and negative frequencies, negative energy, and shrink it in. And then once it's done, throw it away, and then you want to light your white candle. Okay, so if they're having problems with sleeping, with the lights off, with the TV off, want to sleep with you, get them a black candle. Light this black candle. Keep it lit in their room, right? Make sure it's safe. Now, don't buy the ones that are encased in the glass. Get the ones that are like this, that the ones that are over the pillow candles, because these are the best one, because they go inside. Instead of, you know, spilling on the outside, they go on the inside. So these are the safe ones to have in the rooms with your children. Keep these black candles lit, especially when they go to bed or what have you, and let them know what they do. When they know and they feel like there is some type of help that is helping them fight the evil forces or the negative energy, then they will be inclined to say, yes, light some black candles in my room, Mom. So light some black candles in your children's room, and it will, or in the house, and it will help with the negative energy. Also, you can get some sage in their room. Sage their room. Get you a sage stick. I don't have my smudging stick, but get you a smudging sage. Raise the window and go through the whole room, up and down in the corners, and sage that room out. Okay, that's part of 9, and it will help again remove the negative energy, frequency, a bad entity, whatever, out of that room. It will remove it out of the room. Okay, number 10, get a lemon like this, and what you want to do is cut it down just a little, put a little slit in it like that, like so. And then you want to go across that. So go down and then across. Kind of make like a cross or a T, right? You see that? You take the lemon, you put it in a plate like this. And in the plate, you just want to take some sea salt. It could be Himalayan sea salt or black salt, sea salt, it doesn't matter. But just make sure that it's sea salt. And you just take the lemon and then you pour the sea salt around the lemon, just like that, and you put it underneath their bed, right? They don't even have to know. You take this lemon, you put it underneath their beds, check on it in a week, and if it's black or green, or you know, you would know that it's absorbing the negative energy. Okay, slide it up underneath their bed where they lay their head and keep it there. Now, it's very important, don't forget it, because you need to check on it weekly. So wait 1 week and then go and get it, remove it, get a whole new lemon, and it doesn't have to be this big. Okay, this is just one I had. Make sure it can be a small one, them little bitty small ones, and then it doesn't even have to be a plate. It could be like a, you know, the plastic styrofoam bowls. So you can put the lemon in the bowl and put the sea salt around. That way, in case they, you know, kids push something underneath their bed, it won't spill the sea salt everywhere. It really wouldn't matter, but you can keep it in a bowl as well. But put it underneath their bed, have it to where it is right up underneath the pillow where they're laying their head, and it will help while they're dreaming, while they're sleeping, while they anything that is negative, an entity or any type of earthbound spirit in the room that is bad, not the good ones, but the bad ones. Well, I don't know if there's any good earthbound, but I won't say good. They're lost souls. I won't say evil, bad. They're lost souls. So, and a lot of times, if your child is psychic, then they want your child to help them to the light. So, just know that if you have one of those special kids that are psychic, they don't get scared by what they tell you, and certainly calm them down so they won't be scared, because they're the ones with the power. They're the ones who have all of the everything that they need to either help the spirit go to the light or have them to be removed from the room. But they cannot do it with fear. They have to do it with the knowledge, saying that I know I have free will, you are scaring me, and I want you to leave. right? Or they can call on Archangel Michael, and Michael will remove them. But so it's a good thing, which we're going to get into the next one. But remember the lemon. If they are having problems with sleeping, or they say that they're seeing something in their room, or they want to keep the TV on all night, if they have any type of fear, make sure you put the lemon underneath the bed, okay? This is the one that I want you to truly understand and remember, especially again, if your child is psychic. Or not, they don't have to be psychic, but this is the one that you want to have your child talk to your child's angel or guide, right? Even if you don't know yours, even if this isn't something that you don't never talk about, talk to your children about their angels and about their guides, because they can protect them, right? When they are scared and they're in the middle of the night, they put the covers over their heads and they don't know what to do. This is a way, again, fear feeds the entities. Fear feeds the negative energy. So keep them from having fear. Let them know you have a guardian angel, right? You have a guide that is there to guide and protect you. Call on Archangel Michael. Call on Archangel Raphael. Call on, your guardian angel, whomever that you feel that will protect them, the source, the creator. But even though the source and the creator, the spark of light is already in us. And people don't understand, they call on God, and God is already in us, for one. And number two, God has given you everything that you need for your survival kit. So now it's time for you to understand the power that you have, and even your children needs to understand that. And they also have guides and angels, right? Even if they're not from this planet. And that's a whole nother story. But they still have a guide. They still have a protector. So let them call on their guides. Make sure the guides from the highest good, right? Make sure that these are their guides from the highest good, or even a family member to watch over them. But, talk to your children. When you're telling them that I love you, you send everything, your prayers and everything that they need to do before they go to bed. Just make sure, let's call on your guardian angel to watch over you, and they don't have to see them, but children are so impressionable that they will believe that they are there protecting them. And it will just help them sleep soundly and not be sleeping with fear, okay? I get a lot of parents whose kids are psychic, who don't want to believe that they're psychic, and they're like, what do we do? What do I need to do? Well, you need to talk to them about angels. You need to talk to them about their guides, because more than likely they've already encountered them. And they just need to know that they're there to protect them, and there's nothing to fear. And if you get these things like the black candle and the lemon and then the white candle, after the black candle has absorbed all of the negative energy, then you can light a white candle for protection and purity and clarity, to clear and protect, right? In the room, and then always keep a white candle lit. Their angels, the lemon, the sage, things of that nature that will help them feel like they're doing everything that they need to do to keep their space clean and clear. All right. These are my tips for my parents. I hope and pray that you have received this message and you understand it, and you will guard yourself accordingly, and it will help you and your family, right? Because again, so many things are happening right now, and we need some type of spirituality enforcements that will help protect us, feel like we're protected at least, and give us that outlet to not have fear built up inside of us, okay? Again, eliminate the fear as much as you can. We create the fear. We create the fear. We allow the things that we listen to, the things that we watch, and the things that we say and think to create fear. So just be mindful of what you're watching, thinking, saying, and listening to. All right. My name is Cynthia Renee Meeks, and remember, I am a spiritual awakening guide for those who have a strong desire to spiritually define their life path in this life or a past life. And if you would like to have more information about what it is I do, about numerology, about hypnosis, all you have to do is go to my website, CynthiaReneeMeeks.com. Or you can simply send me an email, info@CynthiaReneeMeeks.com, or you can DM me at I am Cynthia RM, and that's Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, okay? It's always been a pleasure to help you and spiritually grow you and your children. And it's so important for us to, again, eliminate the fear as much as possible. And we will grow even more. The more you do, the more awakened you become. And you will start to see how things just lighten in your life, right? And they won't be so heavy, and everything will start to be, you will start to have clarity, and everything will start to make sense to you. All right? Always remember to love, live, and forgive. Rise and radiate, and always shine, my sun and sunsets. Bye for now.